Welcome to Astro Rahu channel English. Today in this episode we are going to see for the Taurus Ascendant what happens when Moon, the third lord, is in the third house in Cancer. This might seem to be a very good placement because the third lord is in the third house, and as we always see, whenever the lord of a particular house is in the same house, then it gives very good results. But it is not exactly so. It is a bit more complicated than that. I'll discuss all my research, very interesting research in this episode in detail. So let's begin. First, let's tackle the very logical and simple outcomes of this placement. Number one, the lord of the house, the third house, is in the third house. So from the third house, the younger sibling is seen. So it is very obvious that a very nice relationship is there with the younger sibling, and Moon being a very soft and benefic planet, this relationship is even very nice. It is really very nice, very there is a great bonding with the younger sibling. And here many a times I have seen that the personality of the younger sibling is exactly the same as the individual. And number two, from the third house, the neighbors and the relatives are even seen. So there obviously is a very good relationship with the neighbors, with the relatives as well. And here, because the moon represents the mother, somehow I have seen that these guys have a very close bonding with their aunts. It might be the paternal aunt or the maternal aunt. All aunties, the relationship with all aunties is also very great over here. And this individual many times I've seen is a chatterbox. He is very talkative because logically this is the third house, and third house represents communication, and originally the Gemini rules the third house with the Kalpurush Kundli, and Gemini has several ideas. So this person continuously keeps on talking. And here the person also is very creative because the third house originally is the house of creativity. So here I have seen that the subject is very social, especially with his neighbors and with his relatives. And many a times the same qualities are in the mother as well, because here the third lord is the moon. So mother also has the same qualities. She has also a big circle of relatives and close friends, and she also has great relationship with the neighbors, and she is also very talkative and creative as well. Now here there is one more thing which is very important and which is part of my research. Now I am coming to the core of this placement. This placement I have seen more in females, and here what happens is the third lord is moon, And this is the Taurus Ascendant. The Taurus Ascendant is a very worldly ascendant, and it is a very pleasure seeking ascendant. So it gives a lot of importance to money, because for seeking pleasure, money is very important. And Taurus Ascendant people many a times are beautiful in appearance. So what happens here is, from the ascendant and the third house, a person's own will is initiated. So here for the Taurus Ascendant, who is very worldly, very pleasure seeking, Moon in the third house, Moon being the Lord of the third house, in the third house he has a liability of attaining all those pleasures for the Taurus Ascendant individual. But the problem with Moon is that Moon is not malefic. Moon is a soft planet, and the third house is malefic. The third house always requires effort from the individual to be done in order to gain something. Otherwise the third house will not let you gain. And here one more thing is there, that the ninth house for the Taurus, the Bhagya Sthana, is ruled by Capricorn, which is a very hard working sign. So again, the Bhagya of the individual is such that he won't be able to attain anything unless he works hard. So here the Moon, who is also pleasure seeking, Moon being the third lord, he becomes very deceptive and cunning, because he knows that if I work the right way, work with the right values, then I'll have to work hard, and I am unable to work hard. So, and I am pleasure seeking, I want things very quickly, I want things by shortcut. So here his values are damaged, he compromises his values. This is very important over here. And here Moon is very sensuous as well, because originally the third house is ruled by Gemini. And if you look at the original Gemini sign, then there is a male and a female. That is, it represents that it is a very sexual sign. So here the Moon, by being flirtatious and by breaking the values, he tries to attain money, and he tries to seek all the pleasures of the world. This is very important over here. I have seen this placement more in females, and this is very logical, because nature works this way. Naturally, males are the one who initiate the romance, and females are the one who usually say no, because they are going to eventually bear the child, and they want to bring up options, and by saying no, they want to evaluate all the options and evaluate all other males, and eventually they will give chance to the best partner. So usually females say no and males initiate the romantic process. This is the natural process of sex. If a female initiates sexual process or romance, or if she intimidates the male is very easily intimidated. While if a male has this placement and he becomes flirtatious, and it is very difficult, it is an uphill task for the male. So what does a female do over here if one has a placement? Here I would like to state a caution that this is only one placement. So if any female chart has this placement, doesn't make her a Charitrahin, doesn't necessarily mean that she will or she doesn't have values. But this is only a part, and if other alignments are a bit shady, then this will definitely be the way that I am telling you. So let's begin. Here what the subject does is that he knows that he is beautiful, because usually the Taurus Ascendant people are beautiful, and especially I have seen this is more deadly. This is a very spot on placement when the ascendant nakshatra is Rohini, because Rohini ascendant, the people are more beautiful, and this placement becomes even spot on when the ascendant nakshatra is Rohini Padachar, Pada 4, and the moon is in Pushya 4, because in Navamsa then there is Cancer ascendant and the moon is in the 5th house in Scorpio. So what happens here is the subject knows that he is beautiful, and he is a Taurus ascendant, he is pleasure seeking, and by being deceptive here the third lord tries to attain all the material gains for him, and he is very sexual as well. So here the individual intimidates the partners around him. He will intimidate male partners in his neighborhood, he'll intimidate male partners in his relatives, and he will intimidate them. Obviously the male partners will get intimidated and they will be crazy about this individual, because this individual is very beautiful, and a female intimidating people, guys become crazy instantly, and then this individual feels very happy and he seeks pleasure out of that, because then he sees that this guy is crazy about me, this guy is crazy about me, he's also crazy about me, he's also crazy about me. Then the moon here feels peace of mind. This is exactly what this placement does. By intimidating partners and by making them crazy about you, this moon feels peace of mind, and then this moon becomes deceptive, and this moon will enter into relationships with all these partners, the best of the partners, and he will try to attain material comfort and all sorts of sexual comfort, material gains, all pleasures out of these partners. This is what this placement many a times does. Not always, but many a times this is the case. And what happens here is, here the subject is very kind of deadly, because for others, because he, number one, he is a Taurus ascendant, he is usually beautiful, usually these are females, and number three, here the moon is the third lord, and the ascendant and the moon, they are ones who exercise their willpower, and here when the person exercises willpower by using the moon, the personality is very motherly and very nice and very soft, so they are very attractive. So these subjects are very sexual, very romantic, very creative, very warm, and they are very good at communication, because here the third lord is in the third house and it is moon, so it is warm communication, flirtatious communication, and they intimidate other people, and when they intimidate, they don't mean what they say, so they are very instant in romantic replies. So they will intimidate a particular person if they are dealing with a particular person. This person will be intimidated and he'll feel special, and suddenly this subject will intimidate him and then leave him hanging and shift to other person, because the third house here has the Gemini energy and the airy energy. Gemini has many options and air doesn't stick to one place, so they will do this thing with partners, and the partners suddenly are offended. The subject, such a subject, he doesn't mean what he says. He is very deceptive and very coarse. So many a times these kinds of subjects, they might they get pleasure out of all such partners, but they might at some point of time face such a partner who will take revenge from him. This does happen, because by intimidating so many people, some guy would definitely be a malefic one, and he will be hurt, and he will there is risk in this placement that someone might take revenge on them at some point of time. This also I have seen in certain cases, and many a times Jupiter for these guys is not happy. So many times the subjects who do these kinds of things, Jupiter definitely is debilitated, because by such karma Jupiter becomes unhappy, and in marriage many a times I have seen people who indulge in such activities, their marriage are a failure. Their marriages don't work out. There is two reasons for that. Number one, Jupiter, because of their past karma and karma of this life, Jupiter gets offended. He punishes him. Many times the Jupiter is debilitated. They give them life partners, and they feel that this partner is very nice, and then Jupiter takes away the partners. This happens with them. Their marriages fail, and even if there is a good marriage, this subject wants independence. He is so used to doing all these flirtatious things that even if he is happily married at some point of in life, he is unhappy, because in marriage the life partner will not let them do all these things. He many a times won't allow that independence, and he won't allow them to still continue doing all this rubbish. So the partner here tries to control them, and they don't like it. So they feel as if they are stuck up. Their independence is stuck up in marriage, and somehow the marriage, there is problem in marriage. This also happens here. So if someone has this placement, he has to understand that karma of a person comes back to him. So such subjects should always stick to good values, good morals. They should do good karma, and they should try to put in self-effort with good value system, by following good value system. Otherwise bad karma is going to result in bad consequences. So this was my analysis on this placement. If you like this video, don't forget to press the like button, and if you haven't subscribed to Astro Rahu channel as yet, go and subscribe to it. This is Vishal Sathye signing off for now. Bye.